All right, guys, in this next problem, it looks like a doozy. There's a lot of information here. So it says, let's use this diagram to find the measure of each indicated angle. And the first angle we're asked to find is angle QTR. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we have more room to write. So I'm looking for angle QTR. I'm going to go and highlight that real quick. That's Q to T down to R here. Since T is the middle letter inside of angle QTR, it's the vertex, and that's the angle we're trying to find. So at this point, I want you to ask yourself a question, and I want you to start asking yourself this question a lot, especially when we're dealing with triangles. If you don't know the value of an angle, start asking yourself, what do I know? Well, what you do know is that the sum of all of the interior angles inside of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. But there's too much information missing here to find the missing angle measure that you're looking for. So there's got to be another way to find out this answer. And there is, and I want you to ask yourself that question again. What do I know? Not about triangles this time, but you're going to ask yourself, what do I know about straight lines? There's a straight line right here. Well, you know that the angle measure of a straight line has an angle measure of 180 degrees, a straight angle. So let's say over here that angle measure QTR, that's this angle here, plus 68 is equal to 180. Well, how can we isolate this variable? Let's undo addition of 68. We would subtract by 68 on both sides. So minus 68 and minus 68. These two will cancel out, and I'm left with 180 minus 68. 180 subtract 68, I get 112 degrees. So this angle measure right here is 112 degrees. 112 degrees. Let's go ahead and erase all that extra information. Cool. And move on to the next problem. We're going to look for the angle measure of QRP. So I'm going to highlight angle Q. So let's highlight angle Q down, moving down here, down to R, and all the way up to angle P. So we're looking for this angle measure here. Well, I want you to ask yourself that question about triangles again. What do I know about the sum of the interior angles of a triangle? Well, they add up to 180 degrees, but still we're missing too much information. I don't know this angle measure yet to help me find this angle measure. So I want you to ask yourself that question again. But this time I want you to look at the other triangle. What do I know about the sum of the interior angles of that triangle? Well, it has a sum of 180 degrees. So these three angles here that I'm highlighting, just here, here, and here, have got a sum of 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and solve for that and see if it will help us out some. So what we're really doing is looking for this unknown portion right here that I'm just shading in. And we would call that angle measure angle TRS. Well, let's pause for a second. This is what's cool about this answering this problem for angle TRS. If we find out the value of angle TRS, we're going to find out the answer to the next problem. So let's get started looking at angle TRS real quick. I know that 68 plus 55 plus this unknown angle measure TRS add up to 180 degrees. So angle TRS plus 68 plus 55 equal 180 degrees. So when we add 68 and 55 together, we get 123. So angle TRS plus 123 is equal to 180. So how do I isolate the variable angle TRS? I've got to undo addition of 123 on both sides. And when we do that, these will cancel out. Let's get just a little bit more room here, and we'll write that angle TRS is equal to 57 or 57 degrees. I'll put 57 right here. So this angle measure TRS is 57 degrees. I'm going to erase some of the information we don't need. So I want you to ask yourself that question one last time. What do I know? Well, this time you know that this angle measure of 57 degrees plus this other angle here, angle QRP, have a sum of 90 degrees. They're complementary, and I have this little right angle measure or square telling me that. So let's take 57 and add it to angle QRP to get 90 degrees. So angle QRP plus 57 is equal to 90. Well, how do we isolate the variable? We're going to undo addition on both sides. So let's subtract by 57 on both sides to keep the equation balanced. Addition of 57 and subtraction of 57 cancel out. And we'll find out that angle QRP is equal to 33 degrees. So I'm going to put a 33 in here. And let's go ahead and get rid of all that other information. Just try to undo that angle there. There we go. And cool. So what you can see here is by asking yourself that question, what do I know about the angle measure of a straight line? Or what do I know about the sum of the interior angles of a triangle? Or what do I know about complementary angles? Well, you can answer a lot of questions and solve for unknown values. See you in the next video, guys.